I would like to welcome everybody to the Grand Rapids Board of Education meeting. Today is Monday, September 8th, and I would like to call this meeting to order. Can I please get Trustee Rodriguez to do the roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Trustee Moreno?
Present.
Trustee Rodriguez here. Trustee Williams?
Present.
Trustee Williamson?
Present.
Trustee Kilpatrick?
Present.
Trustee Melton?
Present.
Trustee Davis is on his way?
He'll be tardy, yeah.
Okay. VP Wade
Present.
and President Buchek?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. First up on our agenda tonight is a closed session for negotiations team update. Can I get a motion to move into closed session?
Yes,
We'll have Trustee Rodriguez read it in.
it's my job.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. So I move that the board go into closed session for the purpose of a strategy and negotiation session connected with the negotiations of various collective bargaining groups at the request of the superintendent as permitted by Open Meetings Act, Section 8(1)(c). Do I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Moreno?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez, yes. Trustee Williams?
Present. Yes. I'm sorry. Say present again.
Trustee
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Trustee Kilpatrick?
Yes.
Trustee Melton?
Yes.
VP Wade?
Yes.
President Buchek?
Yes.
That motion passes.
Okay, we will head into Library Room 112 with the goal of being back up here by 6:30. Refrain from talking. Thank you. Thank you. Before we move into our celebrations, I would just like to share with you, we did approve a second reading of a policy change, and it affects public comment for tonight. So I would like to just share with you some of that. The purpose of revising the policy was to clarify a few things, and also we were not matching our practice with the policy that was written. So in our old policy, it said up to 30 minutes, and we were oftentimes going over, so we revised that to an hour. However, that will not prevent anyone from public comment. We can go over the hour if we choose to do so, or we can reduce the time to 2 minutes. So if there are 20 people that sign up for public comment, that would put it over an hour, so I can choose to reduce it to 2 minutes at that time. This allows for some flexibility as needed based on what we have on our agenda as well, and it ensures that all voices are heard that want to be heard. It also states in our new policy that the board can designate a time for both agenda items and a time for non-agenda items. We are designating that to be all in one public comment, so you will see that reflected on the agenda tonight. It also states, and our old policy stated this as well, but that we will name a time for all public comment cards to be turned in. So some public entities will say that that has to be done prior to the meeting starting. For tonight, we're just asking that you would have your public comment turned in by the time that Dr. Brandy Lovelady Mitchell starts her celebration, which is the third celebration in. And that way, we know how many public comment cards there are, so I can make an appropriate adjustment to time if needed, or if not. So if you could have those public comment cards turned in by the time that Dr. Brandy Lovelady Mitchell starts her introduction of new school leadership, Julie will collect them at that time. Okay, moving on to welcoming our scholar representatives to the board.
Good evening. To Dr. Roby, President Kim Buchek,
and esteemed elected officials that sit on our Board of Education, welcome. Today I'm bringing forth 3 students who will be serving for the class of 2026. They are seniors. This is their graduating senior year, and these students just come with just a wealth of advocacy and civic engagement, and very proud of them today and the schools that they represent. So please give me a few minutes and I'll go through some brief bios. Aaliyah Fitzpatrick, representing Union High School. Aaliyah is a senior at Union High School and is currently top 5 in her class with a 4.1 GPA. She is the National Honor Society president, student council, Union High School student leadership team. She is a member of TRIO. She is also in her 2nd year, as all 3 of these students are, on the Superintendent Scholar Advisory Council. She is a member of the Michigan Youth and Government. Please help me welcome Union High School's Aaliyah Fitzpatrick. Next up, Stephanie Martinez Ayon, representing Museum High School. Stephanie is a senior at Grand Rapids Museum High School. She is very involved in her school and her community by doing such things as giving speeches. She most recently spoke at Kids Speak on the current status of immigrants in America, holding leadership positions in the Diversity Union, event planning, and youth in government. She is also a part of the National Honor Society and the Literary Arts magazine. When it comes to outside of school, she volunteers every Sunday as an usher at her church, babysitter, and tutors young people and adults who are looking to learn Spanish. She looks for opportunities to branch out and to engage in her community. Stephanie Martinez Ayon from Museum High School. Next up, very proud of this one. We have not had a scholar from this building representing Grand Rapids Learning Center, Randon Beasley Jr., affectionately known as RJ. RJ is a senior at Grand Rapids Learning Center with a 4.2 weighted GPA. He is highly motivated and academically driven. RJ has taken a non-traditional path through high school, spending the last 2 years primarily enrolled in college-level courses through Grand Rapids Community College. While completing just 1 high school class, essentially, he knocked out all of his high school credit early on, beginning in the 8th grade, and he's at a point where he can take advantage of dual enrolled college classes now. At school, RJ has been an active student leader, change maker. He is currently in his 2nd year of the Superintendent Scholar Advisory Council. As a school scholar representative, he is a student ambassador. He's been that for 4 years, helping to lead events. RJ has been a student leader with the African American Male Achievement Conference last year and a speaker. He's worked with NAACP, civil rights, along with CEOs and elected officials. RJ spends a lot of time outside the classroom. He is the CEO of several of his own businesses, each created to solve real-world problems in health, business, education, and technology. He mentors students at the middle school, Grand Rapids U Prep, on a daily basis, teaching them about entrepreneurship and personal development. In his free time, RJ enjoys exploring new ideas in tech, business, and wellness. After graduation, he plans on continuing and expanding his companies while pursuing advanced degrees in as a JD, DBA, and a Doctor of Psychology. His long-term goal is to build tools that empower young entrepreneurs, advocate for equitable education, and create generational wealth in his underserved community. RJ Beasley. So I'll ask if you guys have any questions or want to hear from them after we take our seats. RJ is going to join you all tonight, and Stephanie as well.
Thank
Well, we're very excited to have all of you three join. You're the best board members that we have. So I love hearing from all of you, and feel free to participate as much as possible during our meetings. Welcome.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Next up is the Peace Education Resolution.
Good evening, Board President, Board Chairs, members of the Board, and Dr. Roby. Today I would like to bring forward a resolution to accept our continued support of International Day of Peace, which is on Sunday, September 21st this year, and will be celebrated in our schools the week after. To present more information, I would like to introduce Kathy and Gerard, who are here today to speak to the board and introduce the Peace Day resolution.
Okay, and this is greetings to all the board and the whole audience here, which was a surprise to us when we first set this up, but it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to do what we're talking about. The theme this year for the United Nations Day of Peace is Act Now for a Peaceful World. Tema de este año es movilizarse ahora para hacer un mundo de paz. And so the United Nations is in works to address poverty, inequality, discrimination, and injustice. And so we are resolving through this that it is the role of schools to help young people understand the philosophies, goals, values of other peoples, as well as the need to build workable structures for the peaceful resolution of disputes between nations and among people and communities. And I wanted to add a point of which one of the points of the group here is that which can only be done if we prioritize student learning and classroom instruction. And so we will be having an event to celebrate this, not on September 21st, because we can't do it then, but on September 27th, Saturday, from 11:30 to 12:30 at CCOM, South End Community Outreach Ministries at 1545 Buchanan Southwest. And everybody is invited to come. There'll be food, music, and words and poetry short. So thank you all, and thanks for doing this every year. And thank everybody else in the community.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you so much. We have been notified that some people aren't being let into the building, and it's because of fire code. We do have an amount that we cannot exceed.
So good evening, everybody. I have the honor in place of Dr. Lovelady Mitchell of introducing and welcoming new administrators to our schools and to our board. And so I know several of them are here in the audience, and I will just very quickly state their names as well as the buildings where they are serving leadership. And if you can just, because I know we do have a full room, either stand up or if you are already standing, to wave your hand so we know who you are. Dr. Denise Flavin, principal at C.A. Frost Middle High School, as well as Zoo School. Erin Shadowins, principal of C.A. Frost Elementary in Blandford. Humberto De Leon, assistant principal at Sibley Elementary. Dr. Aaron Gotra, principal, Sibley Elementary. Clarita Hoeksema, assistant principal at Cesar E. Chavez. Michelle Miller, principal, Aberdeen Elementary. Erica Dams, assistant principal at City High Middle. Lourdes Pimento, assistant principal at Grand Rapids Montessori Academy. Erica Patton, principal of Riverside Middle. And Tamika Henry, principal of Grand Rapids Museum High School. So to our new leaders who are here in the space, as well as those who may not be present, we want to say welcome to your new role, and we are wishing you the best in your leadership journey. And so thank you to our audience for welcoming those new leaders as well.
Okay, we have now reached our public comment portion of the agenda. We do have a significant amount of public comment, so we are reducing the time to 2 minutes tonight. I will read the name for the person to come forward and also the person following that name so you can be prepped.
Point of order, Madam President. Please disclose the number of comment cards so we know if we believe you.
I don't believe point of order can come from the audience.
You come from anywhere.
But I don't mind counting it, but point of order cannot come from the audience in our
Need
meetings.
to read up on that. Please count it.
All right, can I get everyone's attention real quick before we start public comment? I'm going to read us into public comment, so folks that have not been here before know how we do things, and if you've been here before, you know the spiel, all right? So tonight there is one public comment section on the meeting agenda, which accommodates both agenda and non-agenda items. Each comment period is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes unless otherwise directed by the board president, which she has stated is 2 minutes tonight. We ask speakers refrain from making abusive or disrespectful statements about board members, employees, volunteers, or contractors. Should you have a complaint regarding a specific board member, employee, volunteer, or contractor, please utilize the appropriate process outlined in Board Policy 9450. Speakers will be invited to address the board one at a time. Before beginning your comment, please clearly state your full name for the official minutes. I will monitor the time as the board secretary, ensuring each speaker adheres to the allotted time limit that can be noted on the timer behind VP Wade. You'll be asked to conclude your comments promptly when your time has expired. Board members do not respond during public comment. However, all concerns will be forwarded to the appropriate staff for consideration. We value your input and thank you for sharing with us today.
Sorry, we allow students to speak first and MEA president. Well, we just had some added, so okay. It's over 50, but Trustee Rodriguez is going to count them again for me. First up, we will have Caden Mead, followed by Danny Ferrat.
Podium.
Right behind the podium.
Is there room for overflow since people aren't allowed in anymore?
Per the law.
Before we start a live streaming in another room maybe?
I have asked that question, and so I think it's being investigated, but
We should wait until that happens. We should pause.
The law requires an overflow. You have to start speaking this time at the start.
could you state your name, please?
My name is
Reset the clock.
You can go ahead and start, and I'll start the timer.
Caden Mead. I just graduated from the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School. And truthfully, when I say this, the teachers there changed my life. They changed the way that I see everything, and specifically, one of the teachers that is here today, Alex Lawton. He helped me out so much with multiple of the projects that I've done. My biggest one, my bike shop. I started and founded the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School Bike Shop. We made community partners, met people, and fixed bikes and did community bike rides. That bike shop, after I just graduated, is now still going. One of the biggest problems we ran into was funding. All of the funding from that bike shop was made by me. I made posts, I made Instagram, I talked to people, I got funding brought to that. Other than that, we didn't get any funding from the school, nothing like that. But we fixed tires, we brought people together. I mean, we had multiple times where we got to go out to lunch, things like that. Like we went places, met people, it was amazing. But also, seeing that the teachers that have helped me so much don't get paid enough, that just truthfully makes me sad. That they're struggling and they're having a hard time getting by, that it's now coming to this, where they have to basically come down here and lobby and do all of this just to basically like get the money they deserve. It's just sad, but thank you.
$54 total. Caden Mead.
No, that was him.
Oh, sorry. Danny Farrat, followed by Jack Rex.
My name is Danny Farrat. I, like Caden, was a Museum High School student. I graduated last year. And some of those teachers have had some of the biggest impacts on me as a person in my entire life. And we've got several of them here today. Thank you all. And I just want to say how much they have helped me throughout my high school life, how supportive they have been of me and helping me grow as a person, and how frankly disgusting it is to watch them be so undervalued and mistreated. They are the lowest paid teachers in the county, I believe, and they deserve so much better. And on top of that, they are so underprotected. Our school, for the entire time that I attended there, and pretty sure for the 3 years before that our school was open, we had security for about 2 weeks, and that was only after threats of violence were made against the school. We had metal detectors up. We had no backpack rules, and they just gave up on it, and we had no more security. And that has been an issue several times in our school, where we don't have people to protect our teachers and students, and that is unacceptable, because these teachers are helping to raise our future as a people, and we need to keep them and the students safer, and we need them to be treated like the people they are. Thank you.
Jack Rex, followed by Colette Crowley.
My name is Jack Rex, and I'm a third grader at CA Frost, and I think we'll lose good teachers if they are not paid fairly. We are the future.
Colette Crowley, followed by Harper Vanderzouen.
Hello, GRPS board members. I'm Colette Crowley, a 10th grade student at City High School, and I'm a student leader for the GRPS speech and debate team. My team members and I requested $14,000 in funding from the board at the July meeting. You might remember me as I was the one in the pink suit. That request was unfortunately denied by GRPS administration. Even funding for our teammates who qualify for free and reduced lunch is stuck in bureaucracy. We urge you, please listen to students about what we want. Right now, sports teams that students are not interested in are being funded by GRPS. Meanwhile, speech and debate, a team that is incredibly popular with students, is not being funded at all. Our team has 80 students signed up for speech, debate, and Model UN this year. That number could grow with GRPS funding, but will shrink without it. It's impossible to give students full access to this opportunity, as many cannot afford to pay the full cost of participation. Without funding, our team will fail to reach the students who need it most. Please listen to students and fund the teams that we want. Please provide $14,000 in funding for the GRPS speech and debate team this year. Thank you.
Harper Vanderzouen, followed by Romina Marshall.
Hello, my name is Harper. I'm a 9th grader at CA Frost Middle High. I'm here tonight because one of my favorite teachers left just before school started. She got an opportunity at another school with better pay. She is more than just a teacher. She's someone I can trust. She's a friend, and she impacted me greatly. Now, there is a substitute in that class, and I'm sad that my younger sister won't be able to have that same amazing relationship with that teacher like I did, because teachers' pay isn't enough. And
hi, I am also a 9th grade student at CA Frost Middle High School. We have lost so many amazing educators in the past year, and that English teacher that Harper was talking about, I only got to have her for 1 year, but she made an impact, and I was sad to see her leave, but I understand why. We need to raise teachers' pay.
Ramona Marshall, followed by Alex Lawton Zandstrom.
Hello, my name is Ramona, and I'm a 7th grader in the GRPS school system. My teachers deserve a competitive wage. My teachers deserve more for their work. Some of my favorite teachers have left the system. Maybe if they were paid more, they could have stayed. Thank you.
Alex Lawton Zandstrom, forgive me for that last part, and Rebecca Beltran.
Did you say Lawton Zanstra?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All right. Hi, everybody. You've heard me before. My name is Alex Lawton Zanstra. I'm a teacher at the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School. I'm a proud GREA member, and I am here just to talk to you all person to person, think about the future of this district, to think about our future for our students. I am seeing alum of my school showing up and speaking out about their experiences. I'm seeing current students here getting involved in this process. And I'm feeling very, very excited and very, very anxious about where we're moving as a district. When we look at how we're spending our money, we have a very, very motivated group of kids trying to start a debate club. They need $14,000. I know of a lot of paychecks that were raised around that same amount that could pay for this. It's really telling with leadership, with how they treat the people below them versus how they treat themselves, and it's very easily reflected if you look at the math. Now, I've been in this district for about 7 years, and in my first year, I was not exactly treated in a very nice way. I'm not going to name any people, but right off the bat, I understood that some of the folks here at Franklin campus did not have the wherewithal to think about us all as a whole. They thought of it more as themselves and what they would have from this experience. And it's made me more aware. It's made me show up to these meetings. It's made me learn how this process goes and to meet some of our board members here and just talk to them face to face. I'm looking forward to getting to know more of you. I was kind of upset to only see like 2 or 3 of y'all were at coffee with the board. I don't know how you guys do it, but I would love to meet every single one of you individually and just talk about the future of our schools and talk about the future for our children. Because if y'all haven't noticed, we all need to think globally and act locally at this very moment. We are in a very scary future if we do not. So we all need to work together to take care of our communities and our children. Thank you.
Rebecca Beltran, followed by Julie George.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Beltran, and I am the daughter of an immigrant, and I'm going to be doing what my father and mother showed me what to do, standing up for my rights. I have questions. I know you can't answer them, but I'd like you to reflect on them. The first one I have, I'm going to be getting my master's at the end of May. I will be making less than $50,000 a year. How does 1 degree separate me from a $250,000 pay raise? My second question, I'm someone's baby. You're somebody's babies. You have babies. Would you let your baby work in GRPS knowing what they get paid? My third thing, what do you guys do that calls for a 9% and 16% raise while we get 1.5 to 3.5? My next question, how can you justify teacher turnover? Do students not deserve to have good teachers who stay? My next question, how can you stand in front of graduating seniors and say that you are proud of their accomplishments and you pay the people who teach them on average $16,000 less than surrounding districts? My next question, how can you promise my students who come to me every day asking me what the key to success is and say, how can I say it's education? I did everything right. I'm the daughter of an immigrant. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. I got scholarships. I wanted to be a teacher to represent Latino students who don't have anyone. How can you tell me $45,000 a year is enough to justify that? How is education the key to success if the people educating students aren't getting paid enough? My last question, what meaningful impacts do you have on students' lives? Because I can tell you right now, I have students in the crowd, and they can tell you how I walk into school every day, no matter what school I worked at, and was there with a smile on my face, ready to teach.
Julie George, followed by Abby Beckins. Julie George.
Yep.
Abby Beckins.
So my name is Julie George, and I've been working for Grand Rapids Public Schools for at least 32 years now. I've been around a long time, and yes, I've got enough years to retire. And unfortunately, the current situation with our board and the district is making it all too easy for me to walk away. Now, I'm not going to be all dramatic and throw down my papers and retire right here, but I want you to know that I'm angry. I'm angry at the way I'm being treated and with the toxic environment created by our administration. I'm angry because I would be fired for creating this kind of environment in my classroom. Everything in the district, positive and negative, starts at the top and works its way down. This means everything starts with you. I want to know if disrespect and toxicity were the goals the board set for itself a month ago. I realize negotiations can be contentious, but don't you know that happy employees work longer and harder? Right now, I feel disrespected and used as a pawn after everything I've given to the district, only to notice right before school started, when I should be worrying about my classroom, that my paycheck wasn't pending. And then to receive an email apologizing for some ambiguous inconvenience with my check, which no one could answer. You took my focus off preparing for my classroom to make me worry about whether or not I'm going to get paid, whether or not I can afford to pay my bills that week, and then you did it again. How dare you? How dare you interfere with my life, my family, my classroom? Do better, because you would never accept this behavior in my classroom. Pay teachers what they're worth.
Abby Beckins, followed by Heather Palo.
Hi, I'm Abby Lynn Beacons. Unlike her, I only am going into my 3rd year ever teaching. Recent U of M graduate, I know I could go a lot of places with that, but I wanted to give back to GRPS. I did not grow up in this district, but I knew how much it did for our city, and I know I also have other opportunities. However, I am very proud of being in this district. But at my school, Ottawa High School, 1/3 of our staff has 3 years or less of teaching experience. That school before, for at least 16 years, did not have a full qualified staff. Our students deserve that safety. You know by pushing SEL into our classroom that safe environments create better students, both behavior and academic-wise. So why are we not providing the support that our teachers need by giving us better pay where we're not looking for other districts? And additionally, my friend Rebecca, she has worked so incredibly hard for everything. You all cheering for her. I was started rewriting my speech in my mind listening to her. But I look at all of you now. Please look into your hearts. Ask yourselves, what is keeping you? Yes, there's some logistics. There are things out of your control, but there are so many people here. There are going to be so many more speakers after me. There are fantastic speakers before me. Give us reasons to stay. Give us reasons to show up every day with our students and give us the best that we can give so we can give them the best life they deserve. Thank you, and please consider everything.
Heather Palo, followed by Jeff Piotrowski.
Hi, good evening. As a retired first grade teacher, I want to tell you a little story. The story is about 2 houses, both in Grand Rapids. In the first house, there lives a kindergarten teacher. Let's call her Sarah. She gets up at 5 a.m. every morning, not because she has to, but because she spends an hour before school preparing lessons and materials that she bought with her own money. Sarah's mortgage payment went up this year, but her salary barely budged. She's been teaching for 8 years, pouring her heart into our children, and she can't afford to sign her own daughter up for the soccer league that all her friends are joining. The second house, well, that house has granite countertops, 3-car garage, and belongs to somebody who makes over $300,000 in total compensation, while Sarah makes around $50,000. Someone who got a 9% raise last year, while Sarah got 1.5. Someone who doesn't have to put off car repairs or soccer sign up due to the budget. You see, when we talk about budgets, we're not talking about numbers on a spreadsheet. We are talking about values. We're talking about who you decide matters in this community. You tell us there's no money, but you're sitting on $40.6 million like a dragon hoarding gold, $40 million. It's not fiscal responsibility, it's fiscal hoarding, while children's futures hang in the balance. And here's what the hoarding costs us. Picture a garden that's been neglected. You've got beautiful seeds, those are your students, rich with potential, ready to grow. You've got soil, your curriculum, ready to be poured in those students like sun and water. But instead of hiring and retaining master gardeners to tend that garden, you've let the experienced ones walk away to tend gardens in neighboring districts that pay them what they're worth. Let's take a closer look at that garden. 28% of your teachers are new in their first few years, bright, passionate, full of fresh energy and innovative ideas. But here's the problem. Instead of having experienced master gardeners there to mentor them, to help them flourish, you've created a revolving door where the veterans leave for districts that value their expertise. I know I'm running out of time. That's a bummer. I can send you the rest of my speech. Here's the bottom line. This isn't about teachers wanting more. It's about children deserving better. This is about it.
Jeff Piotrowski, followed by Sarah Karai.
Hello, and thank you very much for the time to address the board. My name is Jeff Petrowski. I'm a resident of Grand Rapids, and I teach in the suburban area of Kent County. I'll try to make my comments quick for the time, but just so you know, you have a lot of people out there that would like to be in here, and they can't hear what's going on. So I think there needs to be better organization with regards to facilitating to your people. Grand Rapids Public Schools has outstanding educators, and they are being lost from this crucial school district to a lot of the suburban districts because they're not getting paid. Their benefits are not what they should be. You hear this time and time again. I also think that negotiations need to be in goodwill. What's been going on has just been a travesty. And so I know that school boards are intended to have an oversight role, but I think it's time for the school board to get more involved with what this administration isn't doing for Grand Rapids Public Schools. Thank you.
Sarah Karai, or Kearney, and Monica Rainey.
Hi, I'm Sarah Karai. I'm here as a mom to a GRPS student. I'm also a voter and a constituent, and I want to say two brief things in support of our teachers. I'm a Catholic school graduate. When it came to enroll my daughter in school in Grand Rapids, I made a deliberate choice to send her to GRPS because I value Catholic education and everything it stands for. And I value the excellent and creative options that GRPS has. I'm grateful my daughter has had excellent teachers at 3 different GRPS schools. We need to retain talent in GRPS. A teacher who was outside on those steps told me before I came in here that her peer with her same level of education, her same amount of experience in Kentwood is making $20,000 more than her in GRPS. That's not okay. GRPS needs to be competitive in the market. The second point that I haven't heard anyone else make, as compared to the teacher pay being competitive, which I think everyone agrees in this room. As a parent, as a mom, I worry about school shootings. We live in a country that values easy access to guns over the lives and safety of children and educators. I think if we expect our teachers to take a bullet protecting our children, we need to at least provide them a decent wage. Thank you.
Monica Rainey, followed by Jesse Emden Hill.
Get off your phone! Right?
Hi, I'm Monica Rainey, a GRPS parent to 2 scholars in the district at CA Frost. Most days, my children's teachers spend more waking hours with them than I do. I think that's probably true across the district. School starts, they're there for 7 hours a day, add in lunch. And so if someone is spending all that time educating, caring for, mentoring, supporting them, I want them to know they are incredibly valued. I want them to know what their school calendar looks like. I want to know what the school calendar looks like. It is hard to put an exact price tag on this, but I do know it is well above what they are being paid right now. Let's pay our teachers what they are worth and get the calendar done. Thank you.
Jesse Emden Hill, followed by Celine Turin.
Hi, my name is Jessie. I have 2 children in the district, and I've been to several of these before, and sometimes I hear about how you want to hear good stories. So I'll tell you some good stories. They're your teachers. I'll briefly tell you 2 brief ones. With the school year has started, I have my youngest is in 1st grade. She has the same teacher that my older daughter had in 1st grade. And it was such a blessing because I knew how great she's going to be, that it's going to be an excellent year. She's going to handle that, my daughter and her attitude, and it's going to be great. My older daughter has already twice come home and given me exciting stories and tried to teach me about what she's learned in school. They had a poet come that was invited by her teacher, and then my daughter came home and read me poetry, and then also talked to me about how much she likes Alice Walker. Then she's also come and talked to me about her eye. These are your great stories. They're coming from your teachers. If you want more good stories, pay the people that are giving you your good stories. Now, though, for a little bit of what troubles me about this district. Besides the pay, we also don't have a calendar, and I feel like we are losing. You don't have the trust of your staff, I don't think, and you don't have the trust of a lot of parents. We got a mailer this week about a proposal, and I don't think that I'm a big supporter of public education. I will probably vote for it, but it's alarming how many people don't want to, but for a good reason, is that they don't think you're good stewards with this money. You need to start earning trust, and you can start by paying our teachers and by listening to us more. Thank you.
Salem Curran, followed by Gerard Ackerheis.
Okay, Salem Tron. I formally object to the public being locked out of this meeting. This is a violation of Michigan Open Meetings Act, which requires this body to provide a space that can accommodate reasonably anticipated attendance. I demand this meeting be paused. We have a clear solution. Move to the nearest high school auditorium within the hour so all members of the public can attend. Let's reconvene this meeting in a space that respects our right to public access. Thank you.
Gerard Ackerheis,
Hard.
followed by Wendy Winston.
It's really hard to get up here and talk about anything after that. But I am here just standing in support of the teachers union, and also to thank you for supporting the International Day of Peace. I'm the board chair of the Institute for Global Education, and we've been around for 45 years, and peace education has been one of our main programs throughout that time period. And I think right now, more than ever, we need more peace education in our schools and around the world and in our country. Thank you.
Wendy Winston, followed by Kevin Mahar.
Hello, my name is Wendy Winston. Thank you so much for allowing everyone to speak tonight. I'm going to be talking about educator recruitment and retention. GRPS claims that they're committed to having qualified educators in every classroom. The truth is, we ended last school year with 116 vacant positions, 87 empty teaching spots, while sitting on record fund balances. How does having millions in the bank help students when they don't have certified educators in the classroom? And you've already heard the story about my colleagues who left my building this past year. It really puts a hole in our family, and our students shouldn't have to have a substitute teacher in their classroom at the beginning of the school year. And then I want to put in perspective, when we talk about compensation and compare it to other school districts, you might not be aware that GRPS teachers and educators work 188 days in a school year, compared to the KISD, which works 177 days, Northview, which works 176 days, Grandville, which works 180 days, Forest Hills, which works 177 days, Sparta, which works 180 days, and Byron Center, which works 179 days. So we're being paid thousands, tens of thousands of dollars less, and we're working more than anyone else. Well, a lot of people. Thank you.
Kevin Mahar, followed by Denavia Monet.
Kevin Mahar here.
I just have a question. Why do we have to fight so hard to give our students what they deserve? How many hours have we spent negotiating on a contract? And how much money has this district paid its lawyers to waste the time and come nowhere near us? The district is wasting money that could better serve our students. Teachers burn out and leave for higher pay. Give students what they deserve, pay teachers what they deserve.
Denavia Monet, followed by Renee Taylor.
Good evening. My name is Denavia Moget. I have one student in the district, and I'm an employee. I guess you know which student. I think unlike most people today, I didn't come out to advocate for teachers. I've been doing a bit of a listening session myself to gauge what's going on with other moms. I've learned that sometimes my best guidance comes from other women who've had to navigate public school with a black or brown male student. And their wisdom has helped shape how I feel like I should advocate today. They told me with a black or brown young man, you don't choose based on the school, you choose based on the teacher. That certain teachers care enough to reach a black or brown male student, and it reinforces their relationship with knowledge and with learning. When I brought my son to GRPS in kindergarten, he had a phenomenal teacher. He loved going to school. He would be so mad when he was sick. He would be like, please, Mom, I gotta go to school, sneezing all over everything. And when he changed classrooms, at one point it was a completely different experience. He did not want to go to school. He told me every single day he didn't want to go. Well, I asked other parents about why they left GRPS, and it was because they were following the good teachers. And I realized as a mom who believes in public education, I want my son to have a wonderful time in his classroom, and that is not possible if we can't attract the best teachers. I came out today because I think my son has an opportunity to have a quality education at GRPS, and primarily because I have relationships with a lot of you on the board that have led to me having a lot of faith in your competence as individuals. I believe you want what's best for Braden. I don't know what you do because I don't come to a lot of these meetings, but I genuinely believe that a lot of you care about my baby. And so I came today to advocate for him and for other kids like him who need good teachers. I'm asking that we negotiate in good faith so that we can attract the best teachers and so that children like my son can have the best opportunity to learn. Thank you.
Renee Taylor. Renee Taylor. Matt Marlowe. Matt, I want to apologize because we did keep in our policy that you would be first,
Sure.
and somehow you got lost in the shuffle,
Oh,
so I
that's
just
okay.
want to apologize.
Oh, no problem. 2 minutes or one? Two, okay.
Two.
Thank you, Dr. Roby, President of the board and distinguished members of the board. Today, you've just seen a great assembly of, people, being Americans. We definitely, we're gathering today peacefully just to say, please listen and please consider what what we need, what we want. Essentially, we're here for the kids. We know that kids don't have, certified teachers in classrooms. There are a lot of certified teachers, but just not enough. So how do we circumvent that? How do we fix that situation? I've heard a lot of things where there's a national teacher shortage. There's nothing we can do, or we've tried all these things, and you can't stop trying. And I think what people are here today, if you listen to them, you'll hear what they have to say. There's been too many things. This is my my second decade working in the district, and I've heard some things over and over again. A lot of the things were, we don't have any money. And then so we're on pay freezes. And then you hear again the next round, we don't have any money. Okay, so teachers, we go to silo structures for salary. We hear that, oh, there's 212 vacancies. And then we say, well, isn't that saving any money? And then you hear, oh, we're not budgeting for vacancies. You keep hearing things over and over again. You've just been through 3 years of ESSER funding. My question is, what's going on? I think the public wants to know what's going on. I know when we're at the table, there's a specific group, the negotiating team, that's the only people that can strictly hear and talk about it. And we need to hear more. We need either someone on the board or more people from the public to see what's going on for that. So thank you for your time tonight.
Elizabeth Howard, followed by Caleb Moles.
Hi, my name is Bitsy Howard, thank you. I am here and I'm a teacher at Ottawa Hills High School. There is so much I want to say to you all, trust me there, but I will try to keep it short. This year we started a new phone policy in our building, and that meant that students' phones, bless you, were not allowed to be in the classroom. We did not want to see them. The expectation is they have it away so they can give their class and their teachers the respect that they deserve. My question, and this is perfect timing, Dr. Roby, while walking into this meeting in front of this crowd, you kept your head down and you stared at your phone. Why do you not give me the respect we demand out of our students? Why don't you treat me like an individual that has value? That is my question. I know you can't answer, but please, board members that were also on their phone, consider that question, as that is our expectation for our scholars. Thank you.
Caleb Moles, followed by Teresa McPherson.
Where's she going? Where's she running from?
We need order so we can move on with our meeting.
Is the superintendent excused from the meeting? The superintendent is not excused from the meeting. Where's Roby?
We'll take a break.
Thanks for being here. Please, we do have to follow decorum. No clapping, loud noises, and gestures like that. I understand that you're here and you're passionate about what you do and what you support, but we do have to act civil. Thanks for everyone being peaceful this whole night. Just if you could just remain civil throughout. I know it's hard. Write it down if it's something that it's bothering you, then we can always make public comment later. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Okay. Dr. Roby went to check on the legalities because I wanted to confirm if we were doing something illegal. So she has something to share with all of us. Please turn your voices off so we can all hear. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Mr. Marlowe, for just those statements. Again, understanding that this is very heated and people have passion, and certainly that I'm not debating that. We are trying to certainly conduct a meeting that we have decorum and making sure that even in the place of listening to voices that we're following a process. And so as I left the room, it wasn't one because I was scared, that was not it. I was trying to get information to make sure that we are following processes. And so again, as we are listening to our community, and I think it really is very important to listen to our community, there also has to be an expectation of allowing us to double check things. And so I just wanted to confirm, and what I'm going to just share just very quickly with everyone of what the Open Meetings Act is, and then also what we're going to do to make sure that we accommodate so that we are listening to voices. And so The size of the meeting room, school boards must make an effort to accommodate all the people who wish to attend the open meeting. When a larger group than anticipated wishes to attend a meeting, OMA does not require that a public body adjourn the meeting for a larger meeting room, but the public body should exercise reasonable efforts to accommodate interested members of the public, including reconvening the meeting to a larger room that's where practical. The public body has a duty to exercise sincere efforts to accommodate all people who attend the meeting. The same requirement applies when large groups organize, knows in advance that they will attend a public meeting and a regular meeting place is insufficient to contain the number of persons wishing to attend the meeting. In this situation, the group is required to give advance notice to the board. The school board, in turn, must make sincere efforts to accommodate the number of people who may be reasonably expected to attend. And so what my suggestion to President Buchek has been is that I know that and again, we have a space capacity. People can see we're standing room only, and so it's also about safety of people who are here. So I want to make sure that people understand it is not to quell voice. It is not to make sure that people can't speak. It is to make sure that we are also considering the safety of the audience as well as the people who are here on the dais. And so my suggestion, because I know that some people were not able to get in, is that those cards that were collected after, that they are brought forward so that people are able to also share their comments. I cannot do anything about the space because, again, we have a fire capacity, and I don't know what the exact room number is, but I know that based on what we're looking at, we are over that space. And so, again, my ask in your whatever the feelings that you are having is that we do model a sense of grace, and again, people are listening. As hard as it may be, it really is not that we are against others. We want to listen and to hear the frustration, the anger, whatever that is, but also the expectation is the same respect that we're expected to give to you to listen is not to attack people who are sitting here, because again, it was to make sure that we're following a process, not any other reason, and that was my reason for leaving the room. The second thing that I will say related to when people are on their phones, you have no idea what they're doing. Sometimes it is just to verify, do we have information or is this accurate? So it's not, no one is on the phone playing or being distracted. It's just to clarify, do we have the correct information so that we can make sure that we are giving people data that is accurate. And so I apologize if I offended people by being on my phone, but I was trying to get from our general counsel what the law was so that I can give appropriate information.
Where's the overflow room? That's required. Where is the overflow room?
He does run it.
Where's the overflow room, Dr. Ruby?
Okay.
Don't lie about the law and then don't do it.
So,
Still in violation. You are violating the law.
I'm so sorry. Caleb, you didn't get to speak. Why don't you come up first?
Okay.
And it's Caleb. Grant paroles following Caleb.
Good.
Please be quiet so Caleb can speak. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, board, Dr. Roby. My name is Caleb Moles. You've heard a lot of people in the building talk about educators leaving the district for better paying districts. I was one of those individuals. I worked at Union High School for the past 2 years. I have nothing but excellent things to say about Union High School. Aaron Rusi, the whole staff are doing amazing things. I mean, it honestly makes me sad even thinking about leaving. It was such a great experience for me. Loved all the students, loved all the staff. However, thinking about myself, my family, I have a baby on the way in January. Comparing the horrendous pay that we have here in Grand Rapids compared to the rest of West Michigan, really, is the reason why I decided to begin to look for other jobs. Now, last year, I thought for a second maybe I won't have to because we all talked about, the district talked about giving us a raise for the final year of our contract. But when I found out it was a measly 1.5% raise, which would have been like $680 for me, I was like, you know what, there's no way. And then despite all of the pleas from us, there was no change at all. I decided to begin looking around. I ended up getting a job at West Ottawa High School. With moving me back to step one, so I'm back at step one, I still received about a $10,000 raise. It would have been about $12,000 if I was at year 3. So just kind of with that being said, I just kind of wanted to put a face to kind of a name that we've kind of heard around. I did not want to leave, but it felt like I have to. And if something does not change, I know I was not the first person to leave, and I definitely will not be the last. So thank you for your time.
Grant Porrells. This is a student, Grant. Followed by another student, Josie. Grant?
Yeah, Grant.
Grant Porrells, I think. What's your last name?
Strauss.
Did you have your...
That's you, Grant. That's you.
Go ahead, bud.
I'm sorry, Grant.
Hello. I've been up to the stand before, and I want to say some similar things, but they're still important. My mother is a GRPS teacher. She's been teaching for 3 years. It is to the point where if we did not have my father, who is doing the different job, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a house. All my mom is able to do is groceries, and that is it, okay? In this economy, with the amount of inflation, with the way that the laws are changing and things like health insurance aren't covering as much, and the way that money is just worth less now due to things like tariffs. Not just, you guys were already extremely low paying for the state and the area. And when you don't give them raises, it's not just you keeping the pay the same. Due to the way that the rest of the world shifts and moves, what was already bad becomes worse. Okay? My mother could not provide for my family without she could not provide for me and my brother, okay? She could not let us live, okay? Just think about that. Think about the fact that if my father wasn't there, if he had left for some reason, I would be on the streets. Because there's just no way that in this economy, teachers can live. Thank you for your time.
So I'm sorry, before you come up, I do want to make a point of order just to understand a little bit about, so I just asked, and I apologize, it is really hard to try to figure out the Open Meetings Act while there are hundreds of you, so please understand that as well. But so I just want to understand what the process is. If we are over capacity, and also I also don't appreciate the outbursts, the disrespect. So I need y'all to calm that down, please. But what is the overflow? Is there overflow necessary or required, or what other accommodations are we doing for the folks that are outside? I know that we do have a link to the broadcaster's YouTube stream. It is not publicly available, but is that something we could provide, or what are our options? I'm trying to have a conversation with my board folks.
The way that I've understood Mr. Rodriguez is that's why I went and got the book.
Yeah.
So
And I'm trying to make sense of it too, and it's a lot when we're listening to, and I wanna give you all the time and the respect and the attention, but I also wanna understand this. So, okay.
it is certainly an attempt to ensure that we are able to accommodate, but then it also requires that we would have to be forewarned or to notice officially of what that accommodation might be. And again, if we knew in advance, and so the way that I've understood this, and I'll probably ask our general counsel to come up to make sure I'm saying this correctly, is that if we knew in advance, we also have to follow the law of when we have public notice, and so we couldn't just at 6 o'clock say, oh, we're switching to a different site.
Right.
And because then anybody who would show up at this site would not have had appropriate notice. And so it would be the ask, and I know that there's groups that have come together that if we knew in advance that they were planning on coming together, then we could have possibly have switched to a different site with the appropriate notice. Mr. Cottle, is he, am I saying this correctly? I don't know if he's.
Is he still here?
He's right there.
Oh, there he is. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Roby, also, did you clarify, did that say we had to make a reasonable effort?
It says reasonable effort.
Okay, reasonable effort.
And,
So
and again,
this
that's
room
one of the
size has been more than enough to accommodate all of our meetings thus far. We did not, like you said, anticipate that there would be this many people in advance. So I think based on a reasonable effort to accommodate, I think we've met that.
A reasonable effort, and then that's why I think that the point of allowing those who had comment cards that were not able to get in, to me that is an appropriate opportunity, again, to, it's not to quell voice, it is also to make sure that we do hear voice from community. I want to say this room holds about 100, and I'm talking about just chairs, about 160 people, and then just by looking around, we have probably another 50 folks, and so I imagine that we are out of compliance just with that. And so again, it's not to quell voice, it is to make sure that we are also able to be safe. Mr. Cotto, will you just talk a little bit about what the OMA is and what the reasonable effort is? Because again, people may not like the answer, which is okay, but there's not, I think that there's a perception that there's trying to be something that's untoward, and that's not accurate.
Right, so I did send what I thought we should do in a message. That said, yeah, we've done everything we can to make reasonable efforts to accommodate, but at this point, it's just a safety concern, as well as not permitting everybody to speak, which I think, in my personal opinion, we should reschedule for another time.
Reschedule what?
The entire board meeting?
Yes.
To have everyone's voice be heard?
Correct.
So
I'm curious how, if there are this number of individuals who would like to speak in the board meeting, how are they to communicate with this body to say we're coming and we need more space?
If it's a group, the head of the group should inform the board of how many people they anticipate coming.
I think that was shared.
I didn't get that information.
I didn't hear about it.
There was not an official board. So I think it's important that people understand that, again, this is a business meeting, and so understanding that people may have communicated to individuals or whatever, or even communicated through social media, it has to be through an official meeting, and so, or an official mechanism so that we can appropriately plan.
Okay, I guess that's my question. What is that
to appropriately
mechanism?
plan. And we've done, we've held other meetings in other places in some of our high schools in
on the
past years
on
to
the
allow
road.
for that space. But I also want to make sure that people do understand, if we do adjourn this meeting, that is a decision of the governing body to say, this is when we're going to adjourn and this is when we will reconvene at another time, which is certainly fine, but it has to still fit in the parameters of 48 hours. What is the time frame? Or where there has to be notice so people understand that they have notice. And so what I don't know, and you can help our board and provide guidance on, is it for the remaining comments? Because we have listened to, at this point, about 25-ish comments.
So yeah, what I recommend is keeping the comment cards we have, accepting any others that we may have missed, rescheduling, and then just pick it up where we left off tonight.
Rescheduling public comments?
But
or
everything.
Everything.
The entire meeting.
However, I know we've got some action items that need to take place, and I have an issue with tabling those action items because that is essential to some of the work that our staff needs to do. And given that we have to reschedule for a total of 10 people at a minimum, we don't know how quickly that can be rescheduled. And so I do believe that it's important for us to hear voice, and I also believe it's important for us to take action on those action items as well. Well, we got superintendent too, so all of our schedules has to be, we got to find this time for all of our schedules
We just
to
need
reschedule
quorum.
for.
Board members, do I have any other colleagues that would like to
Yeah,
give
I
some
was just going to
input?
add quickly that people are already here, and we do have other board business to do after public comment. So I would, rather than canceling the meeting that we're actively in and doing another one later this week, I would be for just adding an additional meeting or having a special meeting to address this topic so that the people who are here and have their cards in can still have this opportunity here today.
I'm not clear. What do you suggest?
Yeah, so how do you,
Yeah, what do you?
I mean, we have that additional comment cards for people that were added, so I recommend that we do the comment cards that, all the ones that we have, and then we finish our business for today, and if there is desire and a request to do an additional meeting, then we schedule an additional meeting.
At a bigger venue?
If that is the request that's made. I think just to be clear,
We can't hear each other.
just to be clear, to my understanding of what was read, we would expect someone who was the organizer of the group, so maybe like the president of the GREA to say, hey, I'm expecting 500 people at this meeting so that we can have a venue that has that many people. So I would expect that communication to still happen based on what was read.
So point of clarification to what you're saying,
Yeah.
Mr. Davis. Are you saying to go forward with the meeting through the comment cards that we have currently, as well as what our agenda items are, and then pick up and have another meeting later?
Yes.
Well, what would the other meeting later be about if we got the cards, the comment cards?
It would allow, hold on, just let us have a conversation, please, thank you. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but
no, he doesn't.
I'm not about to go into a back and forth, y'all know me. But I think it would accommodate the folks that are outside that have not had a chance to come in. I don't know what the number is, but I assume that also, I mean, we did get 1 or 2 cards that say, I wasn't let in, but here's a comment card anyway, so I don't know if they're going to be able to speak. I think that's appropriate. I agree with Trustee Davis on that. I would be in support of that.
We also have people here that are on our agenda to present, like Dean. That, to me, it makes sense for us to continue with the meeting if possible. And I would be okay with talking that through, of having a meeting that's just designated to even public comment.
Yeah.
And whatever is remaining on our agenda.
So is
There's only
that
6 outside.
Oh.
Because they gave up and left.
And so, wanting to make sure that people understand that there were people who were not allowed the public comment cards because they were out initially, but everybody was allowed into the building. So I want to make sure that people understand that.
Okay.
Oh, nobody was locked out of the building?
Everybody, I don't know initially, so I'm saying, because I'm up here with everybody else, that they were eventually let into the building, but everybody was not necessarily let into the gallery. And I think that's the distinction, that everybody may not have been able to get into the gallery just because, again, for safety of everyone. But, so I want to make that distinction.
So I guess
would be
I
in
want
support
clarity
of
on
having
what we're
a
discussing.
public comment session specifically for this, with those remaining comment cards that have not been addressed, that would allow us to do the business and still actually make times exclusively for voice. So it's not a matter of we got to handle no business or anything like that. It is just a convening of us providing the opportunity for the remaining comment cards and anyone else that wants to come in that and make comments that day if they feel like it weren't heard here today.
I guess my gut is telling me that we should continue with the comments for tonight because these people have been sitting here all night. And if we need to add an additional meeting, I know we do have a tentative work session next week. That's in addition anyway, so it should be on your calendar as like a save this in case. So, I mean, that's a possibility of adding just an extended public comment section in a bigger venue, then proceeding with our work session, maybe just a smaller agenda. That's kind of where I'm thinking.
I just want to point out that whatever we're doing right now is just a stopgap, but I would really like to add onto our work session even next week that we discuss again the live streaming and the concept of like just increasing accessibility. So those are two different conversations, and just so the public knows that I think the whole, I can't speak for the whole board, I speak for many of us, I know when I say let's revisit that, in addition to figuring out what to do today, so that it's a long-term solution as well as a what do we do for today.
And dig into maybe just making sure it's very clear to entities like the GREA what to do. I mean, yes, did I see on social media that this was going to be a big meeting? Yes, but in no way have we ever had a meeting with this many people in the 7 years that I've been on the board. So
good job.
We did not have a specific number ever sent to us, or even a like estimated number. So I'd be open to discussing that as well.
I just had a colleague send me a message, and so I'm just wondering about the Open Meeting Act, specifically around MCL 15.263. If you have that book, if we could read it to see again if there is indeed anything that we should be doing specifically different. I read it already. Well,
Mr.
And so
I
don't know
think
what
our
I
general
have
counsel, I think would be the most appropriate
and so,
person.
based on what he said, is consistent. What our legal counsel suggested is consistent with what was sent to me, and so based on that, having heard what Thomas said and seeing that again, I think rescheduling is the most appropriate.
I read that.
I think you go ahead, Richard.
Okay. Really quick, President Buchek. So I favor what Trustee Davis suggested, which is we just continue this meeting as planned with the intention of scheduling another meeting where we can hear public comment. And we do have next week a hearing on sex ed. So we're already anticipating meeting. And perhaps we could add another, that's, 5:30 to 6, and we could have a meeting afterwards where we could continue, like you suggested even, hearing public comment. So then proceed with this meeting as planned, and then also next week have opportunity to further.
I'm having a really hard time hearing my colleague, and he's very close with a microphone.
Speak louder. Thank you. So yes, so we can continue as planned with this meeting, continuing to hear the public comment that we've already received, continue on with our business, and then next week schedule another meeting after our sex ed presentation where we could continue to hear any public comment that's needed.
Call the question.
I wanted to put, in respect to the business of our meeting, if we could move that up and finish out public comment as long as that takes.
Yeah.
So get our presentation from Dean. We have a few action items, and I think that will take a short time, but getting all of the public comment in and not feel rushed.
I think the only thing that would be missing with that, Ari, and I don't know if I'm understanding you correctly, is that some people left because
No, not having the second meeting though. I agree with that part.
Okay,
but I was
so
just
in
saying,
addition.
Yeah, in addition, getting our business out the way and then continuing with the public comment. We will be back here next week.
No,
Monday.
I think public first.
Dr. Roby. And
Okay.
Ms. President Davis, I just spoke with Thomas. You guys saw me go over there. And so again, I think if we would allow Thomas to speak onto the matter, he did state that he gave us a recommendation. I think there's a little bit more to unpack for that. And so we should kind of listen to his legal counsel with regards to that. If you could share why
So like
your
I said
recommendation is
earlier,
what it is?
There are two big main concerns. The first being a potential violation of the OMA, and a second being safety violation for fire code.
Violation of the what?
Open Meetings
Open
Act.
Meetings Act.
How are we violating,
Are we?
continuing as such, how is that in violation of open meetings? I'm not
Because
following.
we're not being able
Oh.
to broadcast out into the lobby. They're not able to participate. They need to be able to participate in the meeting.
So your interpretation is that we're currently in violation?
Correct.
Oh. That is not what you brought forward a minute ago.
That is not what the Open Meetings Act says.
I'm not disagreeing with that interpretation of it, but I'm not a lawyer, and I
We've
just
already had people leave.
yeah.
who
So
wanted
I'm
to
just
participate, but they
listening.
couldn't because they're
I'm just
locked out.
listening to his recommendation. Sorry for talking over you.
I motion that we proceed with our meeting as planned, according to the agenda.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Cottle, take the book.
I motion that we continue.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, let's take a vote.
Wait.
Okay.
This process, hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Keep up.
If someone is interpreting this as illegal, we need to comply with that. If it is not illegal, then we need to address that. I can't vote unless I understand, because what I'm understanding, I'm looking at the Open Meetings Act, it says you do not have to provide for any number of citizens. You do have to make good faith effort to provide adequate space. So I'm just saying, I want to clarify whether we're interpreting that, what we're doing as illegal or not before voting.
So, well, let me just say this, and this will be the final thing, because I don't want us to like just go on forever. But, so a potential Open Meetings Act violation, aside from what I had was a personal concern too, that a community member brought up about the potential violation of having just one public comment versus two, is also a potential Open Meetings Act violation that I brought up. And again, I don't know if it is. However, just those two things and the fact that folks, what was the third thing that Thomas Cottle brought up?
Safety.
The safety thing as well. That would give me pause and make me want to reconvene at a later date.
So
With
I
a
do
bigger
have
venue.
a quick question, because I hear that there's support to continue this meeting right now, today.
Yeah. Mhm.
Then are we willing to move to another venue to accommodate all of the people and continue this meeting today so that we are not in violation? We have tried to accommodate everyone, and then you as board members who are willing to stay and continue have that opportunity to do that as well.
My understanding was that we've already violated, and because the people already left. So if we moved, it would not change that fact.
It would show our efforts to try to get it right, and that's important
I'm
and
willing
legally.
to move. Whatever.
I think one of the caveats that was shared is that an effort, and so that's in how people are defining effort is subjective. So I want to make sure that, you know, an effort is not lost, but what does that mean, and how are we quantifying that?
And
in
our
particular?
effort, I'm sorry.
And so, and I imagine at this point, at 8:30, if we move to a different venue, we will still lose some
Mhm.
people. And so, and we've already lost some people, understanding that. And so we have a couple of different options. I think, again, if we continue as is, knowing that we have lost the people, there's some empty seats where people can take seats at this point, and continue on with public comment so that we can get through our business, and then possibly open up another opportunity just specifically for public comment around this particular topic, because what I'm hearing, and I know that there's always individual topics, but the gist of this is around negotiations and pay and things of that nature. And so just to have that as an opportunity.
And I believe our reasonable accommodation was to go out and get comment cards from people that couldn't get in. And then also possibly adding an extra time just for this topic.
So we did have
We had a vote.
split vote, so we'd have to do.
Yeah.
All right, may I continue?
Can we repeat
Yeah.
what exactly?
I'm also
we're-
hearing that there weren't enough comment cards, so there may be more that we should have.
Okay. Who made the motion?
I did.
Initially, go ahead.
My motion was to continue the meeting per the agenda.
But if we're out of compliance with the space,
That is
that's an
something
issue.
to consider. Yep.
Yes.
So,
So I
okay,
wanna
do I
make
have a
sure.
second?
Somebody second?
Then, support?
Do we know what fire code is for this room?
Yeah, where's safety?
Well-
Where's Larry and where's Thomas? We should
I
have them
withdraw my
at the
motion.
table.
There's obviously discussion. I withdraw my motion. We're in the middle of discussion.
We can discuss after a motion.
I would, maybe we could make the motion to have a second opportunity for people to come back, and that might help some people who don't want to stay during the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn early and reconvene at a later date that accommodates more people.
Second.
Yeah, can I make a motion though for our
Okay.
students?
There's
to
already
speak
a
No,
motion.
made a motion already.
There's already a motion on the floor, though, Trustee Rodriguez.
He withdrew it.
No, then you made a second
Richard
motion,
withdrew and then
so
Jose
Yeah,
made a new motion.
I made a motion because Trustee Williamson withdrew his motion.
Okay.
And my motion is to adjourn early, reconvene at a later date in a bigger venue to accommodate folks.
By early, do you mean now, trustee?
By early, I mean
Rodriguez.
as soon as we are done with this vote and we can figure out our folks and all that after this. Yes.
Add in after the students.
Yes, after the last student speaker speaks. Yes.
So, if I'm clear, your motion is to continue with the rest of the students' public
No,
comment?
my motion is to continue to let that one student speak and adjourn the meeting after that last speaker and then reconvene at a later date that we decide.
Do I have support?
Moden already supported it.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Nay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so that passes.
All right. Josie.
All right, Josie.
I think that teachers need more money because a lot of people from my school have quitted because they haven't been getting a lot of money, and they need more money because I don't really like that they're quitting, and I want my teachers back to my school that I know because they were super nice to me and they were super kind. And I wish they would come back, and my mom is a teacher, and I get to visit her class.
Okay. Board members, should we try to figure out a meeting now?
No.
Yes.
Not on the, maybe afterwards.
Okay.
We can get together after.
All right, meeting adjourned.